Alright, so for my next trick is actually make this a little bit more interesting. Right now, this is a very flat comic book style. Now, if you wanted to add more resolution to it, you could, like if you got to a stage. I'm only working in this small general area on the skin and just giving you that comic book look. Let's say I wanted to make it a step further. Let's make a new layer here. On this layer, what I want to do is kind of mix up my pixels. Okay, and how I do that is choose a brush, and I'm going to choose a brush that is kind of weird. And what it is a jaggedy edge brush. And I got this at imaginefx.com. And I'll show you the download link because people will ask me, oh, where'd you get the brush at? I'll show you where I got the brush at. And then you'll like this place too. It's good for you. ImagineFX Home, imaginefx.com. And in the download section, over in the character brushes, issue 19 it is. Issue 19 brushes. And let's say I even show you how to install them. So what I'm going to do is save them in open folder. I got this special little thing that saves them, and so in here I got character brushes. These go into C drive, program files 86, Adobe, Adobe Photoshop CS3, preset brushes, and then this gets clicked and dragged over here. Okay, I already got it, so I don't want to worry about that. To load said brush, you can load it using this and use character brushes, or you can go to load brushes and go into the brushes under C drive, program files, Adobe, Adobe CS3, presets, brushes, character brushes. There we go. There's the character brushes, and they're all set. Okay, and finally, I'm looking at 371. 371 has this cool variance on the outside, and it's really a nice brush. In fact, this is my concept brush, so I'm basically mixing concept with non-concept styles here. So here, what I'll do is make sure my opacity is a little lower, and hold Alt to steal a blacker range of value. And what I'm going to do is just tap around on my Wacom tablet a little bit. Just a little taparoo on the Wacom tablet. If you don't see these dots appear like instantaneously, shut some programs down. Like right now, I'm dealing with Adobe Illustrator, Outlook Express. So I'm just going to close some of these out. Anytime you're doing texture, make sure you're running lean on your machine. You want this stuff to feel up real time. Okay, there we go. And it's probably going to lag just a little bit because of my video capturing. So, okay, so now that I put some variance in here, now I'll go to that lighter color that I had, which I could still capture in some of the spaces in here if I zoom in. Okay, so I'm going to capture some of that color, and then I'm just going to go back up on top of it. Choose a bigger brush. And I'm tapping all over the place here. I'm even choosing to tap outside the regions of not tapping out. Like over here. Why? Because I'll show you if you followed the method before of using layers to ramp color, then you won't be worried about sectioning these off later on. So there we go. Now, depending on how much you do this, now you could do it another pass if you wanted to. You could choose some darker values in here. Choose your opacity a little higher. Yeah, my machine's about to die here, so I'll do one area here. Alright, so now that it's done, what you could choose is a different kind of layer here for this. And here I could choose normal. Okay, if I page down with the mouse, I could choose several different variations. I like color dodge and soft light for stuff like this. Okay, so it's not much, but if you look at it, it's got a lot of variance in it. So depending on how dark you want it, like I would zoom out and kind of look at your overall. Okay, that one's not too bad, and that's light in color. Does it have my variance in it? Sure does. And you know, I can choose the opacity at which that changes. If I want to take the opacity down a little bit, I can. To clean up the outside, very easy. Hold Control, click over the bottom layer. Remember, this bottom layer is the color on all one layer. Okay, so hold Control in that, and look what happens. Oh, it highlights that area. If I just do a simple select inverse on top of that layer that I made the spots and hit delete, it all goes away, leaving me with a little bit of texture. So speaking of texture, what if I wanted to not make my own texture? What if I wanted to use an outside source texture? So that is next in the next video.